We can't make bail. Pops is gonna die. We're just gonna be left here to rot.
Yeah, well, I'm not worried about the rotting right now. I'm worried about the anal rape.
Anal rape? What are you talking about?
What am I talking about? We're in prison. Prison. Anal rape.
I never heard that.
You've never heard that? How could you have never heard that? That's what prisons are most famous for. Anal rape.
All right, let's go. Not you, Tubby.
You sure you don't want him too?
Welcome to the Cvrtcast.
Nice.
Yeah, I remember Swamp was watching one of his movies a long time ago. Yeah, and I was going to watch that at some point, but I didn't realize it was the same guy.
Yeah, that's like... I was surprised that Swamp didn't know about Damon Packard, so I was like, hey Swamp, you would love this probably. Like, check it out. And he did.
Speak of the
what
devil.
up, Swamp? Yeah, the devil himself.
Well, that's not good. Dragged in. They let you in here?
What was the movie that we were talking about earlier this week where I was like, and they let him have a movie podcast because you rated something very low?
I know. Oh, fuck. I know exactly what you're talking about. I forgot.
I remember the movie. I just remember
Lost
the
in
sentiment.
Space?
No,
Yeah.
something like...
Yeah, I think it was
What
Lost
was
in Space.
Lost, that's what it
Really?
was, yeah. It was real...
The one with the Friends guy.
Yeah, I think I gave it like half a star. I was like, Lost in Space, get this out of my face.
What's weird is that I saw that when I was a kid and I didn't like it then either, but I totally forgot the Friends guy was even in it.
Yeah. There's I forgot his name, but the dad in the movie, there's a line he does where he's about to kiss his wife and he goes, I love you, wife. But he says it like that. Like he goes like, I love you, wife. The most bored guy ever. That's the only thing I remember. And there's a giant spider at the end.
Yeah, I
Isn't
gotta watch that.
Gary Oldman in it?
Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
giant spider.
It's all coming back to me. I kind of remember that now.
Yeah.
Swamp's judgment is just influenced by heavily nostalgia critic, so it doesn't.
Oh yeah,
it's not his original
yeah.
thoughts.
Yeah, if the nostalgia critic gives it a thumbs up, I'm like, it's probably good. If he gives it a thumbs down, you know, trouble.
He likes it. Nostalgia critic likes it.
I think the nostalgia critic was a hater, but like in like an angry reviewer kind of way, you know. Like he's probably like
He
okay
hates
on
everything.
it.
He hates everything.
You remember he just scream at the camera, right? Lost the Space would come on. Ah! So people used to review stuff.
Yeah,
screaming.
you know.
Yeah, you just scream at your webcam.
I never forgave James Earl for bashing the Silver Surfer NES game. It was uncalled for.
It just reminded me. I remember having an argument with a friend like years ago, and he was like he was really into vintage gaming. So you know what I mean. And I was like, the best video game of all time. I was like Modern Warfare 2. You know, I was like, hasn't been topped. And he was like, the best game of all time was like Ninja Gaiden for the NES. He said or something like that. I was like, that's bull. Like I was like, there's no way. Like I was like, play both right now and tell me. You know, like, and then. What was he? And then he was telling me like he's like one of the worst games ever. He was like Ghouls and Goblins for like the NES or something. And I was like, why? I was like, how's that any worse or better than Ninja Gaiden for the NES or whatever? And he was like programming errors.
Is that the one where your clothes fall off every time you get hit?
Yeah, I totally caught him off guard because I don't think he ever played it. But he was like, the programming errors, and I was like, what are you talking about? What does that mean? But it's haunted me ever since. Programming errors.
I think you're thinking of Senran Kagura.
Does that also have programming errors? Infamous
shit.
programming errors?
Because your
Like
clothes fly off in that game too when you get damaged.
Yeah, there should be a lot of
Oh,
games
yeah.
that should happen, and that's pretty cool.
What if
Ghouls
that's
and
the
Goblins.
programming error? Is that
Yeah,
your clothes
it's supposed
fly
to
off?
stay on. Yeah, these Japanese guys are banging their heads against the wall.
Keep their
Pissed
clothes
off.
on.
Yeah, what the hell? This game sucks.
That is actually how Ghouls and Goblins work. I think you have like a guy with an armor, and when you get damaged, the armor just pierces itself. So you gotta like not get any damage. But
Yeah, he's definitely wearing boxers. That's all I can tell you.
yeah,
Your
yeah.
punishment for taking damage is looking at a naked man.
Looking at a
It's
sexy
gay.
guy.
Yeah.
Looking at a cool guy.
You're
A fit bearded guy.
what the fuck is a programming error? That's like,
Dude, it's like the worst game ever, dude. The programming errors are crazy. Anyways, we should stop talking about this. That would be like our argument.
Is it like
imagine?
Pong and stuff? That's what I imagine.
Like I think like this. You have to imagine this argument. You know, the amount of free time we used to have. We're talking like 17 hours straight or something crazy, right? Like you'd be at my house, no job. Neither of us had a job. You know, arguing about programming errors.
I think he's right though. Ninja Gaiden for the SNES, yeah, that's the greatest game.
He could be right. I just didn't believe it. I didn't believe him. If you knew him, you'd be like, no, you're not telling the truth. Like, if I told you right now my favorite game was Ninja Gaiden for the NES, you shouldn't believe me either. You know?
yeah. You thought it was like LARPer, right?
Yeah. Okay, well, like imagine if tomorrow you went on my letterbox and my top 4 were like Casablanca,
Unchin on the low.
Yeah, it would be like just big movies, you know, that I like. You know, just I was like, whatever the top 4 on IMDb is, that's my favorite.
You know, like film school shit.
Yeah. If I just said, I was like, you know, I love it. Like, it's good.
And I was like, no, no way you like this. You're
I was like, maybe you're like he likes it, like, you know, everybody likes stuff, you know. But if I was like, that's my favorite, would you be like, you sure? It's just kind of that, you know, like. I was like, I knew this guy like a lot, like, you know. To imagine he was like, no, he loves this. Like, no way, dude.
Yeah.
Remember at my first job, we used to have conversations like that, where it's just like you're just having niche opinions just to have them, like about anything. Like I got an argument because I remember I liked the Super Mario Kart for SNES, and he was like, "Oh, N64 one's way better." I'm like, "Yeah, I don't know. I just like the old one better." And he's like, "That's the most retarded thing I've ever heard in my life."
Exactly. It just escalates though too. You know what I mean? Like I remember it'd be stuff like that, and he ended up having to move away from somebody's house because the argument escalated too far. You know, like I got to leave your house. Like I can't come in anymore.
Yeah, there were fists involved.
Like we never escalated to that. I feel like I could have pushed it. And I could have put him in a weird position to be like, "You got to hit me," you know. I didn't want that. I didn't want that. Like,
yeah, nobody wants that.
Nobody wants that. Maybe some people do. I don't want it. It put ourselves in danger. It'd be dangerous.
Yeah, beating someone over for Modern Warfare 3. It's.
I was just like, it speaks for itself. It's like 2011 or whatever. I'm like, put this on, you know, turn on Xbox Live and tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Where are the perks? Where's the drone strikes in Ninja Gaiden?
I feel like in gaming especially, I don't think there's a particular game that you can say that, I don't know, you like that I would be like, no way, bullshit, I don't like this at all.
What was this, some like walking simulator or whatever from nobody cared about?
There's a lot of those.
Yeah, but I was like, oh yeah, it's like 20 minutes the game. I was like, yeah, it's my favorite game.
If somebody said that Earthbound was their favorite game, I wouldn't believe them at all.
Yeah, especially if it's like imagine it wasn't somebody he was raised with. Like you knew I wasn't raised with Earthbound, and I was like, it's my favorite game. It's my favorite game.
Dude, I actually tried playing Earthbound recently, but I didn't get past the where you add like favorite food and shit. I put my favorite food pussy, and like my characters' names are nigger and shit.
Game explodes.
Yeah,
it's an anti-pirate software.
That reminds me of like back when people were playing one of the Final Fantasy games. Back when I was in high school, there was like this huge argument with a couple of my friends because one of my friends named one of the girl characters after somebody else's girlfriend, and he found out, and they like fought for weeks about it.
Super embarrassed. I would smash my PlayStation if you how did you let that get known? You know, I would have freaked out.
That is
get out of my house.
Stuff.
As soon as I knew you guys were coming over, I would have thrown my copy out the window. The memory card's destroyed with a hammer.
It's not even a multiplayer game.
Yeah, I know.
Just he had to like watch his game.
He probably like actually just told him about it for some dumb reason.
That's crazy. Yeah,
he's like dumb to realize it.
Yeah, what's up, Ty?
It's going to be the least contribution of any episode probably here. Brains, no sleep, drugs, heat, over 90 degrees. Can't watch the
It is hot.
Movies. Hot. Tried to watch Dawn of an Evil Millennium. Couldn't pay attention to it. But I remember I edited his Damien Packard 70s trailer thing.
Oh yeah,
That's
a
cool.
sick one.
World Pleasure. I posted the video. I don't know. I can't remember. Shit's from like
Yeah.
15 years ago.
Yeah, I saw you posting the link. I watched it. It was pretty sick. You should
Steven
come
Spielberg
on.
needs to be brutally sodomized.
I think that's the message of Damon's work.
Yeah, which
It's a
actually
focal
happened.
point.
That actually happened. He had some stalker that threatened to sodomize him for real. That's why they just popped in my head. I forgot. But Steven
was me.
Spielberg probably sodomized, little girls with blonde hair that just died of like bowel problems. But who knows?
Oh, the Poltergeist girl?
Yeah, Poltergeist 3. That girl looks so awful in Poltergeist 3, which is some weird evil Jewish reworking of Cocteau's, like Blood of a Poet or something. I'm not even exaggerating. They take like the art house Dream with the Dream concept and turn it into total garbage. But I don't know, it's a whole other story. These movies are all evil, but in a pretty lame way. The second Poltergeist is notable for starring this Jewish faggot artist, like this famous artist is the villain, who looks like this puritanical priest. Whatever, they're trying to mock, obviously, Puritans, but the guy playing it is the creepiest Jew. He's like some famous Jew in real life. He looks like he has AIDS, he's dying, and he's the villain. They bring him back as a shitty doppelganger in the third one. For no reason, and they don't really say anything about it, but it's a guy in a mask, not the real dude. But that dude was also one of the mashup of like mafia and shit Jew musical. What was it? Really awful movie he did with D'Alessandro had a cameo as another mafia guy. Anyways, one of the Cotton Club. That's it. He played one of the like the villain's like side man in that. He's creepy in that movie too. But in real life, this guy was like some fag Jew artist, not an actor at all, and Warhol connected.
Yeah, I remember you. I just remember in Poltergeist. I forgot which one. He looks like an evil Quaker or something. He's got like
that's
teeth.
him. That's that guy. Yep.
Yeah.
As soon as I saw him, I knew he was Jewish, and then I looked it up, and of course, it was like even darker than I could have imagined. The medical. I'm not joking. I can always tell.
Twisted.
If it wasn't his phenotype, it was his depravity on his face.
Yeah, I can tell by the depravity on your face.
The guy looks totally depraved, and he is like. I mean,
It's true.
some people
I
are
remember
legit,
his face. It's true.
are legit depraved, but and this Damien Packard short is on some weird old art fag sect called Experiments in Terror, but some old DVD sub-label from like 20 years ago with shit like Peter Tchaikovsky's Outer Space, this Austrian avant-gardist, David Sherman's Tuning, The Sleep Machine, and one of the more interesting, Lloyd M. Williams' Ursula, where it's like a bunch of postmodern shit.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are like taking old films and putting them together. But but this one's like Dawn of Evil Millennium's like parroting Carpenter's They Live and stuff, which is kind of funny. Because I like They Live, but you can just smell Carpenter's condescension to sell out. And that motherfucker tried to say that movie's about preppies later, and they gave him a star on Hollywood for not saying it was about the Jews when it could only be about the Jews, because he claimed it was really about preppies, as if preppies are secret aliens. Like, it doesn't even make logical sense. He literally said it was about preppies. The dumbest, like, laziest. It's like he was admitting it was about Jews by saying that.
Yeah, it was war on yuppies or something.
Yeah, it made no logical sense, though, thematically or allegorically, whatever, to that, like, the consistent. What other group could They Live be about? It doesn't make sense. They're preppies in the movie is their outer form, so they're preppies in their inner form, too. Like, it's totally retarded. I remember I had this dumbass ex-girlfriend when I was like 18. It was like a leftist, played gay acoustic guitar, dashboard professional faggot bullshit. And even she said that movie was about Jews without even me, like, whatever. Like, 20 years ago. It's like, and this is like 20 years ago, but nobody had this kind of views.
Well, it's only because it gets like in a really like, deep territory when it's like he's going to like the TV stations and they run it, and the networks.
Well, they're totally international. They hide in. I mean, it's literally every stereotype there is. Every one of them. Like,
in the banks.
They buy off scumbag Shabbos goys that do work for them. You can't. They hide names and there's all kinds of shit in there. It's like no big of an accident. Like somebody working in Jew Hollywood would know that might be confused as a Jew Hollywood whatever. So I don't think he'd be that stupid.
Yeah.
That is fucking torpedoed his fucking career after like The Thing. So he had a reason doing gay garbage like Chevy Chase Invisible Man movies, the worst garbage ever made. Chevy Chase is the biggest faggot that's ever lived. That guy should be sodomized by 100 niggers for eternity. That guy's fucking awful. The worst of the worst. A total disgrace to why spiritually Jewish. Chevy Chase, like Chevy Chase, Maryland, which is Jewish.
What do you think about Nothing But Trouble?
Nothing but trouble.
With Chevy Chase.
I like
it's
that.
like Dan Aykroyd's
a
Texas
kid.
Chainsaw.
That was like,
Yeah.
I actually watched it with my sister when I was like a kid, like 3, 4, or whatever, and then I like watched it again when I was an older kid, so I knew it was the same movie because they had like vague. So that's the best thing that ever came from any of those Saturday Night Live faggots. That shit sucks dick. And I remember Tupac's in there, but like how they kill all those people on like the roller coasters. All those are cool when you're a kid. Totally bankrupt movie, but that could be about Jews also. But it's like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre family, and it's somebody in like wearing a mask. That Arnold guy.
Dan Aykroyd has he has a penis for a nose.
Yeah. He's eating sausage. He's like he's eating a dick with mustard.
Yeah.
And like his kids will be picked up on that. I haven't seen that shit since fucking 30 years probably. But
it's haunted though. You remembered it. You remembered it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was pretty scary.
I remember all that, and that's one of the that's one of the old. But the failure when it came out.
Oh yeah.
I just think like They Live might just be about aliens, to be honest.
It's a poor reflection on us.
It's a dumb name. Chevy Chase needs to be sodomized by the ghost of Carl Panzeram, Rabid.
The two American
10
men.
other great serial killers, German American serial killers, Dahmer, all of them. Chevy Chase had done.
Is Chevy Chase number 1 on like the sodomized list, or
like for a white man? Yeah.
No. Damn.
I remember reading Carl Panzeram's his journal or whatever, his book, and he talks about how he always has like a boy on the train. Yeah, he always has a boy on his train that and he used to call the boys he'd bum like he'd call him his yeg. This is my yeg.
He's a real Ron Page mindset, and he was a real Nietzschean. And he wrote his own shit.
That's what I think about. It's like calling a guy a yeg is crazy. This is my boy, my train boy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but yeah, it's first generation Russian American, shitty parents. America's evil. America produced tons of people like that. But I was disappointed Gein's not as evil as I thought. He's apparently partly inspired by Creepshow magazine or whatever. Like,
yeah, just reading like
campy. There was actually a campy element to it. Like, what the fuck?
I think he was partially retarded and he was reading scary books.
Autistic, yeah. He was like took influence. I tried to rewatch, by the way, that Gein movie from the 2000. What a piece of shit! That thing should be good because it stars the guy that plays Charles Manson and
Steve Rail's back. Oh yeah, he has a Charles Manson.
They know about Chevy Chase. They're coming for him. The microwaves are hitting.
The Mothman.
Yeah, the Mothman keeps hitting him all the time.
X-Files.
Dan Aykroyd's the Mothman.
He fucking sucks dick. It's a piece of shit.
Perfect segue.
Yeah.
Another
I was gonna say
before, but it was like when I worked at Black.
Time. Do you remember that episode in X-Files with the insectoids in the Folia Do episode?
He gets with that hot Jewish bitch, or like what you said, the insect episode?
Yeah, in the insects episode, like insectoids, where they
it's like a dystopian comedy thing.
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah, and Mulder wants to fuck some Jewish bitch, and how do I know that? Because her name's like Tannenbaum or something, and Scully gets jealous, and there's like some kind of mental, it's like kind of like mass psychosis in theme or whatever. Yeah, I remember them. And the hot Jewish bitch gets with a cripple in the end. And Scully mentions some gay, like, alt-right-esque meme type statement, like, they're going to make Ubermenches or something gay like that.
I don't think it was that episode. It was, like, one with the, where they like, siege office building, like a call center, and it turns out, like...
That's what I'm talking from Bug
Hello?
episode, which is later.
Oh yeah,
the French word for man is
bug
that people have. There's more than that.
Yeah.
But they're totally different type of episodes.
Yeah, that was the one I was asking about because
get these bugs out of here, Herbie. Stop this bug talk.
I think like we live in a bugged up world. I think the bugs are
It's a
controlled
bugged
by
up
Jews.
world.
Yeah.
He's a bug
Yeah.
shaker.
It's a bug shaker. Get me out of this bug shaking world.
There are these fucking chink mosquitoes and shit around here. I want to fucking kill chinks because of this shit. Like, literally, because they brought in like daytime mosquitoes and like a tire, and ever since like past 20 years is all the other garbage foreigners bring here. Like, they got to bring their parasite insects too to destroy everything, and are always invasive species like they are.
Yeah. That's why I think like the bugs control the Jews. That's why I think like
Bug
the bugs
first, yeah.
Yeah, bugs and the plants, then the Jews. And we got to get rid
What
of
came
them.
first, the
The
chicken or
only
the
thing
egg?
you base that on is like that movie directed by Jew Sal Bass that did Hitchcock's titles called Phase 4. But it has some weird thing where the bugs
Oh, yeah,
decide
I've
they're going
seen
to
that.
wipe out humanity and or nice and don't for some reason.
Yeah,
in
the
the end.
ants. Yeah.
Never mind. Yeah, they changed their mind.
Oh yeah,
They just gotta.
ticks around.
I feel like the bugs when the solar plexus hits. Yeah.
That's you talk about Jewish. I don't have a lot of faith in bugs.
Lyme disease.
Lyme disease. Yeah. You know that they got like Jews like making connections to the Holocaust with the ticks on like American Horror Story. That makes me like a total fucking red flag. Anytime they bring up something, you know they did it. Like on that fucking stupid show, American Horror Story, rip-offing off Cruising, the New York City one. Out of nowhere, they throw in a subplot about deers getting ticks, and somehow that's connected to AIDS, and then somehow that's connected to biological warfare by Nazis. But guess what? Even in World War I, the main guy that did like fucking biological warfare was a Jew, Haber, Haber. He's like married to some other famous Jewish. It's a total bullshit. Like blaming Nazis for Hitler was like literally banned mustard gas because of his own experiences in World War II. But it hadn't had to have of all people that Jewish dyke from what is Scorsese's movie, that stupid King of Comedy movie, that awful Jewish lesbian in that movie. She's the one that's spreading the propaganda on American Horror Story. Of all people, they had to pick the worst Jew they could ever think of. Grotesque. I want to fuck that bitch with a stolen rotten dick. Look, it's grotesque. Like, she's like really the worst of all.
God.
I want to fuck any
Diana
Jewish.
Abbott? Oh my god, did he
No,
looks niggerish. What the fuck is this?
No, I'm thinking of
Sandra Bernhard?
yes.
Oh my god, she looks
Bernhard
like a
The
man.
worst.
No. Let me judge this.
He is
here.
like
Give me a
pretty to
second.
me. It's the guy like, there's your
I gotta
trans
see your
right there.
in king of comedy here.
Born trans.
Yeah.
She's
This is no, this,
me, bro.
one there.
Ties
She's
with
playing
this is-
Sam Paradise. She's playing a psycho Jewess like she is.
I'm
in real
looking.
life.
Look at.
She did the same thing in Nicholas
looking at
Rogue's
her in Haunted
underrated
Robert De Niro.
Track 29. She plays a pervert nurse, fucking around with that faggot guy from Back to the Future, that white-haired dude, that Christopher Lloyd. She's like giving him anal probes or something.
What the fuck?
She's an alien too.
Goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah,
she was.
probably a
She's
bug
a
lady.
lesbian supposedly. So that's one point to maybe being a man, right?
All Jewish women are lesbians, but she's like the
Yeah, true.
like the on the whatever Kinsey scale, like a fucking 12 out of 10 or whatever. Holocaust.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
Sandra Bernhard in 2008. She warned vice presidential candidate Sarah Palin that she would be gang raped by her quote unquote big black brothers if she visited Manhattan. Palin had a campaign at the stop at the time in New York. Crazy, man. She was like, "You come to my turf, you're gonna get gang raped by black guys."
Well, we can't have two Damien episodes, so what's going to happen?
Get a Sandra
Yeah, it's
Bernhard
fine.
episode, I guess.
Yeah, we'll just get the Sandra Bernhard on the show.
she's on the up and up, I guess. She knows some crazy shit. Like,
Oh my god!
we'll give him a minute.
But yeah, let's just see. Let's just wait it out.
Presuming
Yeah,
that most people are boring, including filmmakers. So
we're all
we
excited
interview
here.
them, they're boring.
We'll make up for it.
yeah, I guess so.
I'm not saying he is, but
No, I don't want to hear his film opinions. I don't know what he would say.
Let's get Nolan on here, guys.
he needs to be sodomized too.
No,
Also,
What
he's
do you
got
think
one
about-
last Batman left in him.
The film's about time. All right, it's about time.
That movie's such a fake moral load of bullshit. This Batman fag. I was literally painful watching that garbage, seeing that faggot try to like put some kind of moral like subtext or whatever in all three of those. Like, I'm so sad. I got to do bad stuff. I'm a bitch Batman, and his closeted homosexual like butler. It was total disgrace from Michael. What's his name? The whole thing's an embarrassment. I hate every fucking thing about those movies. Everything.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how but
Put him on the sodomized list.
Yeah, let's put him on the list.
well, I just read that he actually likes Spielberg, so I thought he hated him, but apparently he likes Spielberg so much that he hates George Lucas. I hate all of them, and think they all should be executed publicly, slowly, and a demonstration of their evil. And I'm not exaggerating at all. That's the only way to make up for it. How could you make up for the evil of Spielberg? Of somebody like Spielberg or Lucas. Lucas pays owned by fucking fat ugly nigger bitches. The same way that like some beta male goomba piece of shit like as he does with ugly negresses and De Niro and all those guys. I don't know what's up with that generation of boomer mystery me, but it's pathetic. I mean, imagine that, and Roger Ebert too. That guy's a crowd too. He's Catholic, but like he had some big fat black woman. Like when I see fat black woman like that, I think of like horror of public schools because they forced even when I was living in a rural area, black women, subliterate black women to teach white kids that they hate. They intentionally put them there, even in all white areas, to totally destroy everything. It was so obvious even when I was a kid. People these facts to get with somebody kicking the balls in high heels or something because there's no other way to look at it.
Hey, yo, little Tati, you better sit down and be quiet right now.
It's not very pretty.
Yeah.
Making fun of black women is funny, actually. If you make fun of black women by mocking how they talk, it's pretty easy. You automatically knock them. Pretty much, usually get them out just doing that. I haven't done it in a while since I was a kid. But like,
that's why I love
got a black woman up. You set up a black woman real fast and say, "Don't walk on Queen."
Norbit is great.
Like. Thing is,
I've been noticing about your opinions of Eddie Murphy because of Last Brooklyn Vampire or whatever the fuck the Brett Graver movie was called. What do you think about Norbit?
Yeah, I'm kind of a Norbit head sometimes. It depends on the mood. And to Meet Dave can be thrown in there too, depending on.
Who's Norbit?
I guess
Norbit is great.
Who's Norbit?
That's when Eddie Murphy wears a big fat black suit and pretends to be a woman.
I never even heard of it. Norbit.
It's like right after he had a divorce from like some bitch, so he made a movie about like some big fat bitch like abusing like a poor little like soul that was portrayed by him. So it was basically just telling the world that my ex-wife is a fat bitch. Yeah,
and it's rape. And
I don't know.
Himself.
I mean,
it's very weird.
I gotta say this: I hate all comedians and all black celebrities, basically. But I'll say one thing is, I was thinking about the other day that dude, the previous Negro. Comedian that was like totally crazy that was in David Lynch's Lost Highway before he croaked in a wheelchair. What was that dude's name? He's the craziest.
Richard Pryor.
Yeah, he was in this movie by Kubrick's Jewish producer who fucked the girl in Lolita, the teacher Lolita, and she. Anyways, this movie's called Loving. It's like a proto Eyes Wide Shut, Before Eyes Wide Shut, also Lost Highway. But that Negro's in that too, writing on the wall out of his mind, high as fuck. It's like that's the greatest Negro comedian performance ever. A Negro, probably really out of his mind, drawing on a wall, talking shit to his Jewish jazz friend, who was played by the Jewish pornographer. He went from actor to Jewish pornographer that did those like Moonlight, whatever movies, like softcore porn. That Jew. So it's like David Lynch stole from this Jewish world. It was like. Whatever connected to New York Jews like Kubrick's pal, but with that, what's his name? And it's actually pretty nightmarish. I wouldn't say it's a masterpiece. Some call it Loving, but that director, Kubrick's producer, did a couple pretty good movies. Cop is another one that's just called Cop with what's his name?
James Woods.
James Woods.
James Woods. Yep, it's probably his best. The same director's best one. He also did another James Woods Cop movie called Fast Walking. Another classic. Actually, I was like this guy better than Kubrick. It's like whatever. He's not a better director, but like his films are more entertaining. He only did like 4 or 5 of them. But that first one he did, or I think it's the first one, some called Loving with what's his Pryor in it. That's the best Negro comedy routine ever. But it's like Black Death.
I read that Richard Pryor's wife said that Richard Pryor and Marlon Brando were like in an affair together.
I can believe it.
I've heard that stuff before. I didn't enough to actually verify it, but I wouldn't be surprised if he was like, but like I read, Brando's like fucking had some brain problems. He's telling people he's like Irish and he has like no Irish ancestry. He's has a German last name. Like he's like his mom was like some kind of like dykey female alcoholic. That's never good. Female alcoholics are the worst. Like and then yeah, there was so I don't know what's Brand. I mean, that's why he was in Hollywood though too. He's probably at least like bisexual or something, but Richard Pryor, that ugly coon. I mean, this guy, who knows though? These people are all degenerates. And also, that would explain why Brando turned into a monster whale and had kids die that were mixed race and all these other evil, like cursed. And then later, he went against the Jews and said he was mad at them for not being as sensitive as they should be. Or some gay shit. Because Brando actually believed the leftist garbage, like to his credit or not to his credit. He was committed, like he like did early Zionist propaganda with some evil Jews. That's how he got his career started, even before on the waterfront and shit. And I think it was like the 90s, 80s, after everything's destroyed. But I mean, he collaborated with some of some of the worst people. All those guys were connected with commies and Jews back then. Isaac Kazan was a commie and hooked up with them. He just happened to be the one that wasn't Jewish. He might be like a fucking stand-in Jew, or like, you know, a Jewish, whatever, same type, same attitude. It was like, I'm not saying Eli Kazan's even a bad director. Speaking of, he did this weird movie, like Pena Ultimate movie, with the same guy that played Charles Manson I mentioned a second ago, and Egin and all that. It's like his first movie, and it's like a rape revenge Vietnam thing, but like family drama form, and it's weird. Something like Eli Kazan directing it, but
do you have like a favorite Jew?
The one that killed himself, Otto Weiner.
Mine's Andrew Dice Clay. Pow!
This was like a dangerous question to ask.
They went wrong answer. They melted it.
Cost was bad for them. But to the credit of who Jesus wasn't. Jesus was not a favorite either. Is not a favorite. The Believer makes a good point. It's like Jesus is like the one Jew that was like willing to sacrifice himself, and that's what the whole scheme of Christianity is. So Judaism with like insurance policy. But like it's true though. Like that's why they hate Jesus, because he took their specialness away. Like unlike Judaism was like a racist insiders club you're born into, Christianity takes all that away, and they know it's like Judaism, anti-Judaism, whatever. They see that, they said, fuck Jesus. They really do hate Jesus. It's no joke. And dumbass Christians really think that with their heads up their ass, don't even get it. Most of these Jews are atheists anyways.
Are you down with the Mormons?
I don't know. They're white. That's all. Whatever. I don't know much about that stuff. But I got all these cult weirdos like trying to say they're Satanists and stuff. So I don't know. Like there's some like certain actual quote from the book that says it's like a Satan tribute. Like some guy that I follow on here who like is good with Freemasons and stuff. But see, Emil Maurice was like an octo Jew. He's co-founded the SS. So guess what? The guy that co-founded the SS, supposedly responsible for genocide of Jews, was himself part Jewish, Emil Maurice. And as his name would indicate, mixed ancestry in general, that name's obviously French.
It takes one to know one. Linked up with Emil Maurice.
But I'm like,
wasn't Mag like Jewish? Mag of Soviet cinema.
He's like only a part. He wasn't brought up. He's just like some like ancestors raped another. Some Jew raped one of his ancestors. I mean, literally.
Okay.
And some Jewish, it's like literally a famous Jewish jazz musician. Like he even saw the thing. So like he's like beyond against his own will, like part Jewish, like an eighth Jewish. He's not really Jewish, so he's like 6'4", but he's skinny and stuff. Like no, it's not like that. You know, I mean, I know people that are part Jewish. Fuck.
Did he go like? There's a jazz part of me. That's what I would have done. I think.
It's no fucking
that jazz in me.
Last thing he's gonna listen to no faggot Jew music. Mac was in like the gook movies and like ultra violence and like definitely not jazz. And I can't even remember what music he was into. whatever, like
he
encouraging.
he gives me like metal vibes, at least based on the shit I want. He loves like anime, gook movies, and like gorehound shit.
Well, I'm
You
not gonna
gotta
say
get
it.
him
He's
on,
not.
to be
Not
honest.
say it this way. If I get his phone number again, I gotta get back on there. But I tried to get him on before, but it's like whatever. That it works out on its own. Though it's like two people covering the same thing's annoying and like whatever. So I need to like deal with other stuff. But I don't think he. I mean,
Oh shit.
he was like, stop doing all that afterwards. So I mean, my part in ex girlfriend. Yeah, I had an ex girlfriend from Germany and like 20 president about 20 years ago. Which is good. Mac used to run the movie theater when they had films still back then.
Yeah.
But I remember.
Oh my god.
Max scared a couple people. Like, it was a serial guy. He used to like a handle.
So where do I donate to the Tai Wi-Fi fund?
Yeah, we're working on it. We're working on it.
Okay.
Sometimes it
Yeah, brother
comes
used
back and just
there used to be like a Nazi version of GoFundMe. It was like Goy Fund Me or something, but it lasted like a
really?
week.
Is that real? Is that real?
Yeah, it was real. It was real. I do know it.
Face.
And then it
Meanwhile, my
disappeared.
girlfriend, the idea of him doing it, like $40 million or some insane amount. He's like Captain Dreamer's enemy, that red-haired retard, something Johnson. He's like an alcoholic. You can just tell looking at him. That motherfucker is the guy that was behind those websites, or at least one of them. Like the one he would like have this gay thing where you have like bids for how much and to help like Andrew Anglin and like money never went there.
That was it. That was 100% it.
That guy's a piece of shit, and I don't even like. Apparently, he's like whatever generation government intelligence operative. He said Epstein was a hero. Also, by the way, he was like going on about how great Epstein was. This guy, who's apparently an anti-Semite, best buds with Nick Fuentes, loves Epstein. Said he was the hero, literally, unironically.
It's probably a good idea to say. It's probably it won't be used against.
Yeah, I don't know what. I guess it's all the alcohol. I mean, this guy is a skinny, fat, like alcoholic type. Somebody's like, you can just tell they're such bad alcoholic that their physical, they're like bodies falling apart. That's all like that's what this dude looks like. But I've never trusted him. But like all this stuff is recently. He's some kind of this faggot actually was some kind of secret agent, but he's also being sued for he lost a lawsuit because he misrepresented being a secret agent or none of it makes sense. All these people are shitheads, and this got to go on all sides. Like
it'd be crazy that if you're a secret agent and the best thing you did, your 007 was make Goy Fund Me and never give the money.
Probably was the fucking intent. No. Like he's one of those assholes that always
I like the
squinches their eyes, which is
he's a squinty guy. That's the worst part.
Because that's
why, get this guy some shade.
Like it's like they know they're you got sodomized. He will be sodomized. Federal prison.
That's the judge. Case closed.
Neo-Nazis that he probably stole money from.
Now that they owe him.
The list of sodomized is increasing.
Yeah. The power of
that's a Chuck Johnson's sodomy tour where his corpse is wheeled around and raped by every non-white in the country until nothing left but the red stain. But we can distinguish the hair and his blood.
It's a heartwarming imagery.
You could, it's like.
Have you ever seen like those edits of Jeffrey Epstein with like a sonorad behind them? What do you think about those?
Guys,
I watch those in the morning to get hyped.
Same thing as this band.
Yeah, sorry for making those.
Trying to sell garbage to you, like there's no way you can sell a fucking fake ass faggot fraud. Obvious closet homosexual, obvious fake. Probably the bastard occult child of that Michael Quano. I backed that up with evidence because his Carino, whatever the fuck his name is, was part of the same kind of Hindu left hand path bullshit. Because I used to study this gay stuff. Anyways, that's why he would marry that fucking Pidgey. But there's nothing real about Vance. at all. Like the guy's scumbag away, and so they know that. The Jews know that. So they're jumping off it like, "Hey, look at this piece of shit Vance. Let's make him an even bigger piece of shit." And it's quirky and cool. Look at this neon demon faggot. He's ugly, fucking fake Appalachian race trading pieces of shit. Because no, any real Appalachian would never tolerate Jews. They're faggots like Theo the Shabbos Goy par excellence from Sodom. Like
From Sodom.
It's all.
Just got back from vacation.
I'm from fucking the East. Hey, my relatives are from where like Appalachia, all right? That's one. And from like a darker part. Two, I'm from the East Coast. I can tell it's like the scummiest piece of shit ever. Like a fraud. Like he's a total fraud and he's some kind of faggot. Both of them. But like the guy's less trustable than Trump is. Like he looks like he's like walking with the dick up his ass. Like
there's a super cool part in his movie, you know, the Hillbilly Elegy movie, where he's at a dinner with a bunch of other like suits, and he's all confused because he doesn't know if he is supposed to use a fork or a knife or a spoon or whatever.
Oh yeah.
So he calls his wife and he's like, "How do I use utensils?" That was pretty cool.
Oh my god! Like that, yeah. Then that, like exploiting his own race. And by the way, he's a single mother bastard. That's another whatever that he might be the cult bastard kid of that Aquino guy. He was but anyways, like yeah. So he's this whole race under the bridge, but also does this like a white equivalent for Appalachians of the Negro spiritual type thing. Like ooh. We stupid Appalachian white niggas. Look at us. Like, fuck that faggot. Only a traitor would, like, do something like that. That guy's a total piece of shit. And the fact that stuff was already, like, AstroTurf long before anybody even knew who he was is proof this shit's been in the making a long time. Just, I'm sure, like that, seemingly age-ridden faggot Barack Obama. Like, all these people were, like decided on a long time ago. Just like I'm sure, like, right now, like, Trump totally destroying what's left of his fan base.
I think, like, Obama was, like, the first national
socialist
president.
He's up there.
Like,
he's the first gay nigger Shabbos. He did. I was a total fraud. It's because all whites were idiots back then. See, I was already in the politics back then. I knew, and it's like it was impossible to tell whites back then because they were too comfortable to head up their own ass. And since everything's gotten so bad, like you know, when I graduated college back then, 2008, there was a recession that destroyed any chance, like for most people, even having a fucking job. And that nigger comes in, and he's obviously that's one of the things Jews use niggers for in the first place is to get away with whatever the fuck they want because nobody's gonna cry about black and say poor racism until they've totally destroyed everything. What his job was to do, apparently. But no, that guy's. But he's also at the same time about as black as less black than I am. I mean, he's literally used to hang out with middle-aged white homosexuals when he was a teenager. What black boy hangs out with middle-aged white homosexuals when they're a teenager? Unless they're getting fucked by them, they just give them cocaine. That's a fact. But I mean, that's all the evidence that there. But anyways, the guy's obviously a fake piece of shit. You can tell he's a psychopath. Looking at him, and people fall for that. That what people think is charm. You know, his crusade against whites is all about is playing along with his own version of a minstrel routine. But this fake Uncle Tom faggot, I hate that motherfucker. Even if he was real, even if that faggot persona he created wasn't fake, I'd hate him even fucking more than that, dude. Like, fuck that motherfucker. And that idea, like, there's younger people don't know a world where there was no Negro president or all this kind of joke. All this shit is demoralization. Nobody believes that there would ever be a nigger president ever before, like, a Jew president or anything else. It's a fucking joke. Jews are never gonna put a president. You think Jews wouldn't have been president by now? If come on. So why would they put a black up there? This, you know, it's their Shabbos squad weapon because cowards hide behind ones like that. And that's how the whole operation.
We shouldn't blackpill yet because the U.S. hasn't gotten a female president yet. So I feel like things are going good in a good direction.
Jewish female president, then an orbit president.
Oh God, no!
Look, a Shabbos point, a Jew is a female president. It's the same thing.
True.
There's such thing as a Jewish male, all right. There's so by default. That's one of Vinegar. You said he's my favorite Jew earlier. Vinegar, his argument, which is true, is there's such thing as the Jewish male in the true sense. Male qualities? I mean, historically and now, these are a race of people that had no work, no men doing work, no male qualities. They actually hate work as a sin. Like, keep going, but see what I'm going at? It's fuck the kites.
True. Hell yeah. Good message.
But no.
But no,
I was gonna
yeah,
ask,
it's all garbage.
what's like your favorite article that you worked on for Soul Cinema?
You're most proud of.
I'm not proud of anything.
We're interviewing you
I
now.
thought it was like the York Breck right. I'm more like whatever when I'm doing it, but the problem is I get like already old once you've created it. So like I don't know, like something like the one I wrote that was like publishing a book on epigenetic inheritance and like Germans being crazy and York Bruckheidt all connected together or something like that.
Oh, that's sick.
I like
I
the Imperium article that you wrote.
Yeah, it's like one of the last things I wrote just for the hell of it because I already knew all that stuff. But yeah, it's like it's not even worth writing most of it because people don't fucking know what you're talking about. They don't give a fuck anyways. Like it's totally. I'm serious. Like it's like anything. It's not even going to be appreciated by anyone anyway. So better off just talking out of your ass or something.
Yeah, so that's like screaming at a brick wall or something. Yeah.
I love the titles though. One of them is like Last Aryan Alive, Roy Beatty.
Oh yeah, well, it was. You know, like the original book, which was not that good. I read it. It was like the corporation was blatantly Jewish name Rosen, and that guy that wrote it hated Jews. So they made it as like some kind of allegory. I said then Blade Runner is actually the name of Burroughs' book. They just bought the title. The actual whatchamacallit is a forget what the guy's name is, but he hated Jews because he married one or something.
Philip K. Dick.
Yeah, that guy. He was on a lot of drugs and stuff and paranoid, but it obviously they took it out for the film. But it's all there's no white people left. It's a bunch of gooks. It's all dark. It's in California. There's gook shit everywhere like there is now, except with Pajeets and stuff. All the white people that are deaf or left to Earth. Like but it's like that's why they would bullshit in school by Blade Runner's good, whatever, predicting stuff and our expression of postmodernism. It's more modernism, but like it's more whatever than that newer one, which is like uneven by that the greatest hack that ever lived, in the sense that the guy's like consistently made hack type films that are like watchable, but he's a fucking hack nonetheless. The guy that did like the Dune movies and stuff, which suck cock, that second one at least. Yeah, that Blade Runner 2000 whatever, that movie gets worse and worse every time I watch it. They had to put some Somalian piece of shit in it, of course. Like,
have you seen the show Man in the High Castle, which is based on this book where like the Nazis win World War II?
No, because I know what it's all about. It's Philip K. Dick's worse, but it's the Curtis Yarvin Moldberg of Fox Narrative Television, the Jew that was on X-Files, that destroyed the X-Files. What's his name? He's the guy behind that show, and he is literally like a equivalent to, even in appearance, he's a half Jew, but pretty political Curtis Yarvin type. So like, it's like typical anti-Nazi shit, and like I have no like low tolerance for any of that stuff nowadays.
What's hilarious is I only seen the pilot of that show, and at one point a cop pulls somebody over, and it looks like Silent Hill, like there's ash everywhere, and the entire like world's cloudy, and the guy's like, "Oh, what's all this ash or whatever and stuff?" And the cop goes, "Oh, we burn cripples and retards on Wednesdays."
It was serious.
That's the only. Yeah.
It was a serious thing.
Yeah, and it's like the sad music starts after. You're like, "Whoa, this world's dark." You know.
Look. Let me tell you something. That never happened, or any that kind of stuff didn't happen. I don't think. But let's say it did happen.
It could have happened.
What did in 1932-33 in Holodomor, executed by Jewish mass murderer Judea Bolshevik Kaganovich and other Jews like Yaguda who set up the Gulag system? Their method of killing people was starving them to death, and there was cannibalism. This predates, like I said, 32-33, the Holocaust and all that. So the question is, gassing or starving to death by Jew? That's a
rock paper scissors for sure. That's like flip of a coin, you know.
Yeah, but anyway, it's all gay. Anybody that like worships their own suffering is a loser, and that, which is Jewish, literally, it's a slave morality, has to be violated for things like that's Jewish slave morality. And I thought it was interesting. The thing that I'm bringing up with Nietzsche's Antichrist is he proposes like to totally wipe out the Middle East and turn it into this desert of just snakes. Like a total Zionist extermination, like extermination of all those fucking Jew religions at once. Like he wanted it to actually happen, and then they got Baff as the promoter. But like, Antichrist, before Nietzsche went insane, I don't think it's technically his final work, because like posthumous releases or whatever. But like that's where he was getting at. Nietzsche was definitely not fine. So anyway, he wanted to totally eradicate their entire memory into a fucking something nightmare of snakes in the Middle East. Not build Israel, a fake country like Israel with Jews that aren't even related to the Jews from the Bible, but are actually Turkic, whatever, from southern fucking Eastern Europe or where the hell. It's all a joke. But anyway, like even the early Zionists, it was political. They didn't pretend it was like some kind of biblical prophecy or some bullshit about like Herzl was a German nationalist originally, realized that Jews are incompatible with being German and being German nationalists, so decided he would do for Jews eugenic ideas and all that for the Jews, what we're doing for Germans. So technically it was a bad idea, and that's why it's probable, and it did happen on a certain extent, the Nazis collaborated with the Jews because they had the same end game of eradicating Jews from Europe. The question is how deep, and that's another Moberg question. You want another fucking? I read this book 20 years ago, recommended by Farrell House, Adam Parfait, another half Jew associated with Church of Satan, called "Adolf Hitler, Founder of Israel," written by a German, Heinrich Kardel, and argues that all the main Nazis were like part Jews, and it was a secret, like whatever, to destroy, set up Israel and whatever. But some of it's definitely true, but with the narrative, too much hearsay, but provocative thesis. That's like full anti-Semitism right there. Blame the Jews for the Nazis, but why would Yarvin or some whatever? Because that kind of Jew is so arrogant, he can't even imagine non-Jews being his enemy or something. As if, like, as Macon said, all the great winners in the top categories are Aryan. Jews do not take anywhere like the top rank of like composer. Mendelssohn is just a poser ripping off of great Europeans. And it goes down all the way down the line with Jewish writers. They're never the greatest. So that's a total fucking myth. Like filmmakers, the same thing. I credit where credit is due. Like, it's part of the same myth.
What's
you
like
can't
your favorite Jewish filmmaker?
Spielberg.
Like Harmony Krim, not even. What do you go now? Think about that. Jewish. If it is actually Jewish, he would be. That was Fassbender's friend, Swiss dude that directed like Shadow, whatever. But I'm not.
He does look like kind of Jewy. Yeah, you're right.
But it's only one book that I can never confirm it. It's in a bio written by a Jew named Katz that wrote that Kamikaze 89, American Jew. He claims it in that book, but that's the only place I've ever read it. But he was right winger and all that. So that's a whole other. But I don't know. It's like no, the quality of Jews is lowered too. And credit where credit is due. Like
he has such a weird face. He looks. I don't know. He looks very Middle Eastern. He has that face. Daniel Schmidt. He looks Middle Easterner.
Yeah, I mean, his parents owned hotels. It's pretty Jewish. They were like hotelers. Like one of his and they were anti-fascist. So I'm probably thinking he is. But he was, and during his time, everybody was a left-wing faggot because he was in Germany. He's Swiss German or Swiss Jew, whatever. He's from Switzerland. Associated with New German cinema, he was one of the few that was openly right-wing. And like, for example, his first film, Tonight or Never, is an allegory mocking the whole student movement. And go there. He fucked a gay boyfriend of Werner Schroeder, a mutual friend of Fassbender. Also used a high camp aesthetic, but Schroeder went totally into camp. Like it looks like fucking paintings and shit. Daniel Schmidt started out like that kind of camp and like did normie shit by the end of his life. Like his last film's about a prostitute, like conning Eastern European prostitute scamming a bunch of. It's like awful. But his like first three movies are all masterpieces, including the Fassbender Shadow of Angels, which he directed, not Fassbender, who stars in it because it was banned in Germany because of the Jew. It's based on the play that was banned and got him kicked out of Frankfurt, called the Street Trash in the City or whatever the fuck it's called, about the character's name's the Rich Jew. Well, that's a film you do a show on, by the way. Shadow of Angels, classic. Goes with In a Year 13 Moons thematically about evil Jews operating at the time period. Fassbender, let me think. Good Jews. Let's see here. The question would be better refined. Says like, name a good Jewish actual art house director, like a real Jewish artist is a real one. I'm trying to think of it. So it's all them are frauds. Like that French guy, one of the worst. Like pushed nowadays. Criterion released all suck cock except Cold Water, like his first film, which they also released, or one of his first films, or like I don't know.
Oh, you mean Oliver Assayas? The Demon Lover guy.
Yeah, that guy. He sucks so much cock. He's so fake. His shit is so obviously fake. That's how you know. I mean, I'm gonna say whatever. This is a dead race of people. So what they do, they have no culture of their own. They universalize everything. What does it happen when you universalize everything? Is you take this dead approach to it. Like you could even read Wittgenstein. He was like the smartest kike of his time. He wrote that like Jews can understand non-Jews better than they can understand themselves from like an outsider's perspective. but it's phony. It's like they can understand Blade of Grass better than Blade of Grass. They can understand the Aryan better than Aryan, but it's all reproduction. There's nothing organic behind it. So they don't produce art. That's why they dominate dumb shit like comedy, satire, postmodernism crap, because they're all commentaries on other things. Because literally everything they do, no matter what it is a commentary on somebody else because they got nothing of their own. And that's why. But I think they suck at that shit too. I hate Jewish comedy. I think it's garbage. Like,
Even Andrew Dice Clay.
like Harvey Korine, I used to think was funny, but like, come on, like they said, Germans are funny, but some of the funniest movies ever are German and Dutch. Same thing with Dutch people. I read they told Dutch people not to even tell them jokes after World War II because they thought they were too autistic.
I was watching. Wait, what was it? Florel? Shit, what was the Dick
Flutter
Mass movie? Flutter. Yeah, I was watching that. It's fucking funny as fuck. Yeah.
The Dutch rated that as like one of their top 10 movies of all time. It's funny because in the same list is like the Franz Borges film, who's the mentor of Arian Kaganov. Total like fucked up proto-goth aesthetic.
Dude, have you seen Dick Mass's remake, the American remake, Down or Shaft? It's like the film.
I heard it sucks, but I have the original film, the elevator film.
Dude, it's fucking great though. Like the remake, absolutely like blast because it happened like it was supposed to get a theatrical release, but they reference like.
Isn't it Naomi Watts?
Yeah,
isn't it like Naomi Watts?
Yeah, she's in it.
Talking about
it's like
she had kids with a Jewish pervert who like plays with these kids' penis and like pictures and stuff. Totally degenerate. That Jew she's with is like Wolverine or whatever that X-Men.
Liev Schreiber. Yeah.
Yeah, all the kids are trained.
I hate that. He's like one of the worst. Like I've noticed that half Jews are usually worse than full Jews. Like the worst ones of all are always half Jews. Like that guy.
He did something crazy. He had like his 4-year-old boy dressed up like Harley Quinn for Halloween.
So he trans his kid. That's what it is. He trans his kid was playing with its genitals. Before that, he was like publicly playing with its genitals, but then he transed it. Yeah. This is a Jew doing it to his Aryan or half-breed kid.
Isn't Naomi Jewish? I thought Naomi was Jewish.
No, she's Aryan Australian. It's like,
okay.
Yes, yeah. I mean,
don't touch her, Herbie. Leave her alone.
You want to hear a fucking conspiracy theory? What's not a conspiracy theory? I'm committed to this. I think in the 90s, the Kikes got every like awful blonde they could as the leads, like her and like Reese Witherspoon, all Julia Stiles, that Marge Stark piece of shit that looks like Asian, the worst ugly blonde woman. So they just make blonde women awful. Because look, like I mean, in my life, like way better than like. So how is
Anna Nicole Smith should have been in Hollywood? You know, Anna Nicole Smith should have been our face. I think.
Oh, true.
True. She's a lesbian. Can't have.
No.
White trash lesbian too. Like white trash lesbians are no joke. That's like usually a molestation victim that like thinks that they become. Like,
well,
whatever,
she was dark. She had a dark life. Yeah, I believe.
Yeah. But no, fuck.
I'd recommend you to check out the American Lift remake because it's funny as fuck because it references 9/11 before it even happened. It's fucking funny.
I'm trying to remember. I saw that guy's intentionally like a hack. Like he's modeled stuff with Spielberg, Dick Maas, like an intentionally mainstream movie. But he also produced some of the more subversive Dutch films under Alex van Warmerdam, who did like this awesome evil movie called Borgman, where this like this Antichrist like figure invades a Aryan bourgeois rich people house, young couple family, and like slowly over time destroys the family like a Jew or something. But like the movie has this very evil tone. But like Alex van Warmerdam, he's like dark comedy. Proof that Dutch are great at comedy, but that Mask guy, even though he's like a hack kind of himself, he's because I guess Dutch whatever is small that he's produced some crazy films. Like all those guys were in the same fucking movie. That movie, The Northerners, it even features Van Gogh, the director who's got assassinated. He's he's a big fat guy, blonde hair, and he's riding a moped in it, so it's like a fat guy joke. But The Northerners also an anti-multiculturalism film because it's about like a nigger arriving in like South Holland or something in like the 50s and like it's just sticking out like a sore thumb and like I can't remember what happens, but like it's like I don't know, Dutch people are more honest than like Germans and shit in the sense that they let's say something's fucking fake even if they're not like part of that belief system.
Do what's even grimmer about the Northerners one, right? Because the movie's about like the Northern Protestants, right? And the black guy is supposed to be one of what the Southern Catholics are supposed to be like. That's what like
something like that. I don't know what's up that shit, but let me tell you, I'm Southern Dutch though, and my grandfather's like was not Catholic, but you want to hear something hilarious, is like one of my family members is listed on the like chosen amongst the right Gentiles or some shit, like Holocaust heroes, and that's listed them as Catholic. I don't know what the fuck, but they're definitely from South Holland. My grandfather had darker hair. He wasn't like a. He's from the middle. He's from this place called Bascoop, known for like its floricultural, distinct floriculture industry. That's why I have art fag instincts to be able to do all this stuff. Probably, like, to be honest, that's why I believe in race. Because nobody fucking showed me. That's it's sure as hell's true. But yeah, like there's Southern Holland's different. Then you got that. It's a what's it? There's a place called Limburg too. There's this cool Dutch movie called. It's kind of like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but like a Dutch feminist thing. And it's like this artist chick gets with this like redneck farmer, but he's like so awful and his family's awful, and she ended up like killing herself with his like unborn baby in the end out of distress. But the movie's called one of the titles is Vigor, like the translation, but it's set in Limburg, which is this like in between Belgium and whatever. It looks like a shithole, like in a rural hillbilly type of way.
Yeah, it's the white trash part of the Netherlands. It's nice. It's comfy, okay?
Yeah, well, Amsterdam obviously isn't doing anything. Like, all those filmmakers came from other areas aside from there, like, that I know of. Like, Alex Van Vormerdam is Catholic. I know that. He's married to some fat, ugly, Jewish-looking woman. She appears in a bunch of his films, like... he did this movie called Little Tony with his wife. He appears in his films, too. He doesn't even look Dutch. He looks kind of goofy looking, but... he's a good comedian. He's an actual He's like a rare combination of an actual artist and a comedian. Like something those faggots from like $1 Million Stream wish they were, but they've been writing off the same stupid one-note jokes for the past like 10 years. Because I guess Sam fried his brains on steroids or something, or he got bought up by the Jews. I don't know what, but you can't tell me he's that stupid, where he's literally never evolved since that show World Peace got canceled. But Alex Vormerdam is an example of someone that actually does it, where he is an artist, he is the comedian, and there is like, but it's built into like a tradition and like of being a Dutch Catholic in a rural area. And pretty much all his movies are good, but some of them, like, there's another movie that's called the Dress, where a dress just like flies away and it lands on different people. That's like the conceit. So like you get in these different scenarios because of this dress, but it's like fucked up scenarios. But Borgman is an insane movie. That movie did Borgman. I don't even. It's like it's not a horror movie, but it's darker than that, and it's like definitely relevant now.
I remember people get buried upside down with their heads in a bucket with cement or something like that. They're floating.
Oh yeah, that happens in it. Yeah, well, that's what they do to the people that they kill. Yeah, but that would be a good movie to cover too, because it's based on there's some like racial subtext there too. It's a weird. Definitely worth checking out. Like I mean, Dutch film industry is not much now, but there's a bunch of directors back then. There's some Jewish.
Is there like many Wigger Dutch movies? One I remember is like one.
There's a whole Wigger Dutch movie market going on, but they're all like produced by Moroccans randomly. So
yeah, those aren't even like real movies. Those aren't even like real movies. Those normally trash. You don't even count those as anything real. Like, there's no such thing as a real Wigger movie I can even think of. Or something that's not a total waste. It's like garbage. I'm trying to think of, I'll think about it, but I'm trying to think of something that's not like Jews making fun of Wiggers or, but there was this hilarious movie, I forgot what it's called. This Dutch Jew did this movie, a comedy depicting how his life falls apart when he gets with a black girl. No joke. Like, it's like the most anti-black thing I've ever seen. It's like,
wait, is it cool by Theo Van Gogh?
Yeah.
I reviewed it a long time ago. I can't remember what it's called, but it's a Jew.
Oh yeah, there's like this fucked up Dutch movie, something about Palestine. Jesus was.
Oh yeah, Jesus.
I think it's the same. It might be the same director. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh okay.
I think it might be the same director. Actually, that guy's name is a weird ass name.
Ludwig Kriens. Oh my god. Yeah. Only decent people with like a nigger. I think. I sent this to Swamp actually very recently.
Yeah. It's on the list.
David Samuels is from an intellectual Jewish family from the posh Amsterdam Old South, where he is often mistaken as Moroccan because of his dark hair.
That's true.
David is a remarkable man on a mission to find a ghetto fabulous queen with a great tit and thick buttocks.
It's really like a PSA, like published after school special for Jews, like about black people. Yeah, it's like set in the Netherlands, but like the director did I've covered a lot of these movies. That one director also made some weird movie about this guy like finding out he has a retard child and like abandoning the love of his life because he doesn't want the retard. And that was like one of his more obscure movies. I can't remember. There's this fat guy that's in all these great Dutch movies. There's a wife and couple team. One of them is the kid of a famous Dutch artist, and they did version of a Venus and Furs, that famous the novel that inspired the actual etymology of masochism and stuff. And then they did Lulu, that famous German play, degenerate play. But pretty good. It's like a husband or boyfriend and girlfriend. But I can't remember any of the other names right now. But some pretty dark films too. I don't know, the best Dutch directors are like ones that don't even make full length movies. Like someone like Florence Forchest that made like 5-minute shorts. Who wasn't even a filmmaker. Is like made violins or violas and was like a ex-boxer and shit.
He made this short film about a young skater guy falling in love with a Turkish girl.
Okay.
Inspirational stuff.
Yeah.
he was a skater boy.
Yo,
he was a Turkish lady.
The bio is like a young skater boy gets seduced by a Turkish chick after he bumped his head. So it
happens.
Yeah. Yeah, this guy looks interesting. I'm gonna watch the Pog. What do you call like a big butted black lady?
A Pog is a woman with a big ass. Look, the only girls I go with are Pogs or have been and whatever. Meaning women with huge asses for the past 30 years. But like the nigger version, I don't even know what that means. I totally reject what they think of it, and it always makes me like the whole society's obsession with this kind of stuff. Black women have nasty asses, like shapeless, giant, like a sack of salt or something.
Sack of salt.
But
the term would be chocolate
Norbit
mama.
style.
Shapeless.
Norbit style.
Norbit style. Yeah.
We got.
I love a Norbit.
Oh yeah, I remember Eddie Murphy hated homos, but he did some homo stuff. But he was in that.
Whoa! Did you see him on stage? He's wearing a leather gimp outfit, and he's talking about how he hates fags or whatever. Yeah, right, brother.
Yeah,
He's coping much
anag.
Yeah, literally, he's doing opposite day stuff. He's playing with your brain.
Yeah, I'm sure he's the biggest faggot out there.
Just think about I mean, he's not a good comedian, or any comedian's good if they do a gimmick, do white, where he turns into other characters. That's a sign somebody sucks. They can't stand on their own. Like that faggot Carrot Top who always has to have a prop. Why is somebody like that even known? He's grotesque. It's literally part of a Jewish psychological whatever. Somebody like Carrot Top is even in the public consciousness. That guy's head
he feels
crushed in a vice. He is evil.
Yeah, but that's very medieval
in a faggy way.
But no, if he was like an evil jester back in medieval times and he was pulling out props, you could also be crush this guy's head in a vice. You wouldn't be wrong, but he would fit. And
speaking of,
it feels traditional.
Pauly Shore, another evil Jew. The fact they push Pauly Shore on people transcends Halmador. Whatever. What's his name? Brendan Fraser into this man whore. Now he's playing fat faggots in fat suits and CGI, crying like hysterical queens. And he's lost all his money to his ex-wife and has been molested by Jewish men. So that's what happens when you mess around with a buddy like Pauly Shore or Jack Smith. I just watched that piece of shit sequel to I Know What You Did Last Summer. And they blacked it. That ruined the whole series, obviously. The one after that's a fake sequel. But it's so obviously ruined. But they put Jack Black in it for no reason at all. It's a Rastafarian pot dealer. Yes, it doesn't make any sense.
Smokes weed.
But
then I was just gonna say, in the sequel where at the end of the movie where you discover that Ben Willis's son is also a killer, and his name is Will's son. And he goes, "I'm Will's son."
He was overwritten.
I thought that was crazy.
Father and son killer thing too was kind of absurd.
It made no sense. I don't know what's going on there.
But I remember watching the original film in 7th grade, the first date I ever went on with my I was even going out with half wops back then, or wops. And that girlfriend actually later ended up in a car wreck and became brain damaged. Horrible. I don't even want to think about it. I didn't see her, but yeah, so it's symbolic or something. But I remember seeing that movie and think back then it was it's lame because I'm in a fucking even now I'm middle school and more underground horror or like whatever. But like watching it now is 30 years later or whatever. It's so refreshing. It's all white people except even I can tolerate that Jewish bitch with the blonde hair. What's her name? But like, it's set in a white area on the coast. I like the coastal area. It's tolerable. Like there's no fucking Jewish irony. Like it's actually serious, as dumb as it is. But that sequel, it's automatically blacked. Like
I'll never forget Bill Wilson, Ben Wilson. I think about it all the time. He's Will's son.
I gotta check those movies out.
Well, the third one, which I had to turn off, is like a fate. One of the fate like sequels. Like it has nothing. And it's like I don't even know. I had to turn it off. But like. Yeah, they ruined it by getting it black. But strange, I don't know how I did this, but I misremember thinking the original film was directed by Wes Craven. I don't know. I guess because I got all that Scream shit mixed up in my head, or Scream is the totally Jewy whatever. But I'm also
the guy who wrote Scream also wrote I Know What You Did Last Summer. Yeah, so that was like his serious script randomly. Yeah,
Williamson, I think.
But William, son? Hey, I watched Scream 4. That movie's a piece of fucking shit. And let me tell you something. Macaulay Culkin's brothers are perfect because every one of them was uglier than him. So they were like this ugly facsimile of him, symbolic of how ugly and stupid everything's gotten. Like ever since, everything's turned to shit. Like even him. He was on American Horror Story as a meth faggot. But anyways, what's he going with it?
They broke the mold with Macaulay. Right?
Yeah,
Macaulay Culkin, it was like you could identify. I mean, I was a blonde-haired kid at that time. He was a little older than me, but then to bring him down that road, but the perfect casting of him is in Party Monsters, Michael Alec, German American hero.
Oh yeah, he's like a faggot in that, right?
But he's like perfect because he hadn't acted in 10 years, and he comes back to play this real-life dude, Michael Alec, who's already dead, OD'd, but he was a homo killer that killed a spick, and he was like a racist homo. But he's like
does he say slurs in it?
Yeah, but the movie, it's the most brilliant casting of all time to get this child actor in this faggot film. That's like these guys also directed a movie called Hidden Hitler about Hitler being gay or something. But homo duo, they did. Yeah, there's a other Party Monster called Shockumentary. The same guys made it, which is just the documentary, and then there's that one. And that shit had Marilyn Manson's even in a cameo and drag. Or not cameo, his role's bigger than that. But and hearing another Jew to hate Seth Green, oh my God, he's in it, and it's good for him because the character's totally insufferable. He's like this, and Seth Green's not even a faggot, and this character's the biggest faggot of all. Once again, going back to my argument, Jews are only female. There's no such thing as a Jewish male. That's like I'm guessing. Woody Allen is Jewish. Is Woody Allen a male or female? I mean, come on. He whines like a woman. He acts like a woman. He's one of the girls.
Sounds like a woman. Sounds like
it's like, but it's like the exception to the equivalent of Jewish masculinity would be somebody like wife beater, like Norman Mailer who stabbed one of his wives and stuff. But
awesome.
But I'm trying to think of what else. I rewatched all these shitty ass horror or whatever's, and one that's notable but still an abject failure in a way is the Maniac remake with that creep Elijah Wood, another child actor that looks grotesque now. And but it sounds like Drive meets the perspective of I can't even think what's ripping off, but it has nothing to do with the original Drive. But they had to taint it by throwing Goodbye Horses of from Silence of the Lambs in the movie. In the same time that shitty movie Clerks 2 had it. It's like that's how lacking ideas these retards in Jew Hollywood are. They're so dumb. They literally just copy each other from movie to movie. Let's use the same fucking song that's associated with Silence of the Lambs. And it's I
feel like anything you see Elijah Wood touch is garbage. He has terrible intuition to make stuff and produce stuff. And
he owns that fake art house horror shit company, doesn't he? He produces Mandy, and which is all right. Yeah, they did Color in Space from that faggot Richard Stanley.
Yeah, right.
That's a hate movie. That's a hate movie.
I remember watching The Good Son with my mom, and that's another evil Jewish propaganda film. The director of that is a Jew named Reuben who directed the Stepfather movies. Also, I like all these movies. Don't get me wrong. But no Jew would make that about Jews. The message is a woman literally kills her own kid for somebody else. That's the message for white people. A Jew would never fucking think about that. Don't play these fucking games, kike. You're not going to pull that shit over.
Good Son. there's a line in The Good Son that's frozen in my head too, where the dad's watching Elijah Wood play with his Game Boy, and he goes, "You busy bombing the universe, son? Are you still bombing the universe?" And then I'm like, what game is he playing? Yeah, I think about that all the time. Every time I think of a video game, he's bombing the universe.
Just imagine that they made Macaulay Culkin's character overtly Ashkenazi, like he was played by Harmon Korine or something, or Pee Wee Herman or something. Don't tell me he's the most anti-racist movie again. He's going around shooting animals, killed his own sibling.
He smokes.
Like there's no precedent for even his character. There's no rich fat kid that was like a murderer. Stated like I know I've studied this stuff, and I can't think of like aside from those Spick brothers, homo like that there's American Horror Story. Yeah, like those guys were older though. There's no like fucking 10-year-old mass murderer. I mean, my friend growing up was a lot like him, to be honest, but not that bad.
Yeah, he wasn't a smoking 5-year-old swearing.
Like there's when I said like Beavis. No, I mean my friends were like degenerate like that, like smoking when they're in elementary school and stuff. That's how like you don't get into smoking. Yeah. But like I mean like back. But this is some bourgeois kid. This kid would never be around cigarettes. Like these are kids. They're
like super rich in that movie too.
Yeah,
they have to steal from their mom's purse or whatever.
So who's the message for? It's for like silly bourgeois the mothers to like doubt their own son. The message, but for this Jew Reuben, the directed is to doubt their own fucking children. That's the message. Yes. Literally,
did he fall off a waterfall? Like drop him off a waterfall cliff?
Yeah, he drops their own son for the other one. I remember my mom, even this little kid, saying no mother would ever do that. But why would they put that in the movie then? Why would a Jew do that with an Aryan child? It could have been just coincidence.
True. It's Culkin too. He's cute.
Yeah, it's total bullshit. And like, but I mean, I like that Kike's other movie, Stepfather. Like, I like all three of those. They're good. But like, it's the same thing. Like, the guy wants. It's like portraying a guy evil, start a family. So it's like associating normalcy.
He's so normal, he's evil.
This is what Nietzsche called transvaluation of values, which Jews do, is they take healthy stuff and they flip the message. I mean, it's so obvious. I can't stand why people don't notice it yet. Like, it's literally all you have to do is flip whatever something is, and you know what it is. Like, it's so whatever.
Yeah.
Luckily, like
you're supposed to get goosebumps every time you see somebody's dad. This guy's a dad. It's scary.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you one thing. There's like those bourgeois whites are totally destroyed mentally. Like that's why they're all leftist faggots voting for Muslim Pajit pieces of shit or whatever. Like there's no coming back for those guys that are like millennial left. I can't even imagine living like somebody like that. These people are my age, and like I don't even know where they're at. Like. I went to college, I went, whatever, but like seeing these people, like, they're not going to survive. If something happens, they don't even get it. They don't fucking get anything. They're totally in La La Land because their whole system used to be like the main system, and their denial, it's going. Like, even somebody like Will Stancil, like, that guy's in denial.
Oh my God.
His whole fucking fake bullshit.
I like Will Stancil. I think he's a beast. He's got potential.
Same.
He's the whitest guy I've met. And I haven't met
him.
Dude,
I had to mute his name. I can't stand that fucking faggot.
Everybody tries to pick on him, but he's got these killer calves. Have you seen him? He's beast mode.
I haven't seen, but yeah, he is beast mode. I'm not gonna lie. He's whiter than people who hate him. That's what.
That's what I believe.
This is what William stands. Will Stancil is a white person that because they're not around like real left like Jews in New York City or in a real like leftist non-white area.
Don't mention Will Stancil. Got it.
I'd say I'd let Will Stancil watch my house, but I wouldn't let Captive Dreamer watch my house. You know what I mean? Think about that. I'll give my wallet to Will Stancil.
Yeah, true.
Matt Forney's not getting. I'm not getting my wallet back if I give it to Matt Forney.
They accuse that guy of like going after girls underage while drunk. All I got to say to that, if it's true, it's fucking pathetic. Because you wouldn't need alcohol and too easy. Like what the guy's got to be a loser or something. But like he's got like
Will Stancil marries. He doesn't kiss and
Captain Dreamer. But like
Captain Dreamer, yeah.
Does Captain Dreamer have part brain damage? Because he's like 95% there. Like some Jews that he's friends with are not evil Zionist Jews that are doing evil Jewish stuff. And then like the next day he'll be like, Israel better not be doing this. Like pretending he's putting a showing whatever. Like what do they have on him? Like getting pegged? Footage of him getting pegged by
No,
Richard Simmons.
You have to remember this. No, not even anything good. He's like, you have to remember he's like the same age as you. He's from Canada, and he just wants to be loved.
Well, he's like a self-hating American. He's like American that like grew up in Canada or something. Like,
He's probably full Canadian. I bet he photoshops himself little American passports and gets off.
I mean, hey, like he's so
Jerks off
gay.
his
Like,
house.
I mean, Canada's just like some big American state, like they call it, basically. Like, so like whatever.
Don't
he
look
wants
behind
to
the
do. But like,
He's amazing. Let him imagine things.
He sounds like a faggot. That's the whatever against him. That's a really.
We
big
can also
strike
have him as
against
a guest next time, maybe.
Yeah, I would have him. It'd be funny, but
Top
two
5
is like,
movies.
I don't trust anybody's father's like that guy's father, some faggot Christian traitor.
Yeah,
like,
that's scary. He's got a scary dad.
I'd rate that guy needs to be sodomized. Like, that's
Yeah,
the only
put him on the
somebody
list
like him. That's somebody who would be would benefit from sodomy right there. Like, it's Pajit Street, street shitter, piece of shit. But yeah, like imagine your dad's that big of a traitor, or you're bringing him Pajits. Like that guy's. I wish hell existed so much. Like people like that would be fucking burning forever. Fucking
Yeah, Will Stansel never did anything like that. You know, as far as we know, Will Stansel just says stuff.
Will Stansel's is some
so
like
bad.
10% autistic loser who can't get pussy, and like any normal man would have exploited that situation and had fucked Emily Eucas, which he could easily have done probably. I mean, like he's practically begging for it, and he's like, I mean, like once you got in, you got it. They're like this fucker doesn't. Is he gay? I don't even know. I have no fucking clue.
He could have been Mr. Eucas.
I'm guessing he's like some like leftist incel or something. Is what he is. I don't know that actually, but judging by his appearance, isn't he like my age? Isn't he like 40 years old? The guy's 40.
Everybody's
like
your
exactly
age, man. Think about this. Everybody's 40 years old, and we're all talking about them and who they love.
Yeah.
And who they can't
Well,
love.
I can't relate to this guy. I look. I intentionally took my head out of that world a long time ago, intentionally to ignore it. Like I can't even. Like I'm not. All elements of it, from movies, TV, whatever, school, enough.
We're all back.
Imagine some white guy keeping up that shit for Jews up in like Minnesota or wherever he's from. Pathetic. But like then he can't even get pussy that's being offered to him. Then like that Roxing threatens to sodomize him. So maybe
that was cool.
Providence, like or whatever. But the fact that he was actually offended by that is. I don't know. That's what's wrong with him. He's humorless. He's a humorless fat. That's his problem.
I think he likes it. I think he likes the attention. I think he loves it.
Yeah, the passive aggressive female way. Yeah. He's like a vulnerable, what's called a vulnerable narcissist psychology. It's like, I don't like that, but they like to say, I don't like that. Like somebody like, well, Stansel, you're a faggot. Takes dicks up your ass. You're mean. I'm calling the police. He enjoys that.
Yeah, but he likes it. He likes it. He likes the chase.
Spencer enjoys it. Same way.
Listen, Ty, I don't like it.
Richard Spencer, Richard Spencer is so obviously like a fucking diva. Like he only goes after women that are like Lauren Southern that are like whatever. He doesn't actually care about ideas. He's literally a stupid whore, but like a rich one from a rich background. I'm actually convinced he's apparently fucked all these women. Unless it's not like a pagan
he loves James Bond. That's his James Bond thing to do.
Talk about fake faggot masculinity. That guy's fucking. If somebody looks up to some pussy like James Bond, that guy's he's lame as hell. Like I remember having to watch that shit in college because I had no interest in that garbage. I had to watch one of those movies like Golden whatever. It was garbage. Yeah. I couldn't believe it was even a real movie. I couldn't believe people took it seriously. I still don't know if it's like it was like intentionally comedic or whatever. It was just shit. And of course, it had like some anti-Nazi whatever. But hey, going back, who I really hate? The guy in Burroughs. It was the worst James Bond ever with the melted head that looks like a Slavic Alpinid mongrel. Even though he's British, who's low IQ, but somehow they got to play Burroughs because he's really just a stand-in for Thiel in that shitty Luca Guadagnino Burroughs movie. Which is really just to sell the faggot tranny lifestyle because A24, Ashkenazi 24 Studios produced that. That's nothing. I've read tons of Burroughs books. I've read Literary Outlaw 600-page books. I've seen Burroughs many times, and they put no effort at all in trying to make him like Burroughs. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? I kept thinking, I was like, this is really about Thiel. This is like a flex. A celebration of his faggot lifestyle has been like conquered the West of being like cosmopolitan tanning cocksuckers on vacation, perennial vacation, homos on perennial vacation, getting sodomized by locals. That's what it is. It's not about Burroughs. It's about Burroughs. Burroughs would hate somebody like Thiel and hate all these people, but like they're taking like the one aspect and putting it like and pretending it's Burrow. It has nothing at all to do with it. And here's another insidious aspect: is they put Nirvana in like multiple times. I was like, what the fuck is this? Oh, the implication is like Kurt Cobain's supposed to be a faggot tranny, and it's Burroughs successfully turned him into a faggot tranny, and because Burroughs turned him into a tranny, now the whole world is gay. So it's like a flex. It's a fag. That's the only way it could make sense, and I realized it. Then you remember A24 is literally Wall Street Jews. It's not even Hollywood. It's literally Wall Street Jews own it and control it. Started by Wall Street Jews. The most evil. For a lot of them, they art films for like no, it's not like or whatever. But like, I can't think of a single one of those movies that's good. There is like some like even that one guy that like Northman's all right or whatever, but like. That guy's a fucking phony on on some level. Like he's never gonna make it to a real artist. And then Nosferatu sucked cock. Like
yeah, definitely. It's weird like how that ended up being like shit. Like Northman.
Awful choices. The awful looking fucking Nosferatu that has nothing to do with anything. Has nothing to do with Dracula. Has nothing to do with the original the bootleg Nosferatu, which is Nosferatu itself is a bootleg of Dracula. It's just made up. Bab takes credit for his stupid voice. Yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like the Nosferatu is like Hungarian for some reason. He looks like a Polish hussar.
He's supposed to be a fucking Romanian. They make him Hungarian.
Yeah, he looks Hungarian. Like he has the
he's played by that Swedish guy that played it. That was like a retard, like a retarded family member, the brother of like Nordic Swede atheists, like the guy that was on True Blood. He's like the attractive one, and that's like the more goofy looking one. But you can't even tell it's him.
Yeah,
I'll give the only credit I'll give that movie is Depp's daughter really can do that porno eye thing well, where like she pulls her eyes like she's orgasming. I didn't know what that was. I don't follow modern trends, and apparently that's like taken from anime, right? Like when somebody has an orgasm or something.
She looks like a ghoul.
She doesn't. Yeah, but she actually does it in the movie. What's
I
evil
mean,
about
to
that
like
movie
a
though?
disgusting degree.
Yeah, like she does. She pulls it off, like for whatever that is. And let me say, that movie is also intentionally evil. Like I've studied cult crap and all that, and the implication is like good. Like that's a whole other thing where she's like in the beginning possessed by a cult, whatever. But it's like, I mean, if I rewatched it and went through it, but it's definitely some faggot. It's the same way as the witch. The guys behind these things think they're some kind of like left hand path thing or something. Or somebody involved in it is, or whatever. I think I've read all these books, like left-hand Satanist books and shit a long time ago, and I think it's hilarious, just like exposing all their fucking secrets now, like, because it's all fucking meaningless shit, almost all of it. Like, I just read it as like a philosophy, to understand what's going on. Satanism, like LaVeyan Satanism's good if you want to understand Jews on a basic level, the same way Ayn Rand, who LaVey ripped off anyways. But yeah, it's like. It's all a bunch of crap, and like, I really wanted to see if something was evil out there, or whatever, and like study all this stuff, and I was never convinced of anything. It's like the people that use it, they're gay. I noticed people are using like Order of Nine angles, like shit that are like probably Jews secretly, like pretending they're Satanists, like but recycling other people's stuff. They're not actually that, or like getting black people to kill people for like, I don't know what, but the Jews have like. One of their goals and what part of this AI thing is to totally destroy all information where you can't even like it's just a deluge of this trash noise AI where nobody can ever be in the Luciferian way of speaking a light bringer, like arrive at the truth, which is like the one consistent thing I've tried to do, even if it's like in a personal way or whatever, negative to whatever, accept the truth for what it is or whatever. I've tried to arrive at the truth. Not anymore. It's like the system, like these faggots on Twitter. They're supposed to be right wing. Literally, their whole life is dedicated trying, like Jewish mothers, beating into people's heads and think a certain way, like nagging Jewish women, like you better not support Trump, you panicons or whatever. Like even the name's gay, but like they're literally acting like awful Jewish women, like, and nobody's calling them out. I've given out, but like that whole thing's done. Like you can just tell they're not going to make it out of that. It's like
a lot of scolding culture going around.
Yeah, all those guys almost all are frauds. I would say that the one that seems the least of the fraud, because he actually at least put work into it on some level, was Bab. But he's still a Jew and a half Jew. But at least he tried to keep like a philosophical framing, like stealing Nietzsche's whatever, and having a background in it. Whereas this fucking faggot, like raw ass nationalist, that guy's a retard, and isn't he some kind of mongrel on top of it? But the guy's an idiot. He's such a retard. He wrote an essay recently arguing for Jewish supremacy, of course using the euphemism of dark elves. And but hilariously, he looks like, I think I should write a sequel to Kaczynski's manifesto. Like, he just says that like he's so great he can just write a sequel to Kaczynski's manifesto, which I've read, by the way, and which he like recites in the dumb way. Then he says something like, I never read Yarvin's description of the dark elves, but I think it's this. So he's so dumb he writes an actual essay. I didn't read this, but whatever. He sounds like the biggest retard ever, and they put him at the front. That's the best thing they can do. That should be inspirational, everybody listening. My point is, like, if you get something legit going, which is my goal, whatever, is that these people will be pushed over in a second because everything they believe is fucking dumb and it's a lie. They're not even good at what they do. Like, it's like mediocre. I don't even know how that guy has an audience. Was it people that are like food fetishists or something? Because he just seems lame.
Like MGTOW incel guys that are like mystery meat and like have no direction and like want some sort of faux masculinity, father figure, direction type of thing. And he's just taking advantage of that.
Well, all this stuff is some of it's always been in. There's always been fake people, fake white nationalist movements controlled by Jews, mainly Paul Gottfried, so that people don't join the real white nationalist ones. And guess who that started with? Richard Spencer. Literally, he's the protege of second-generation Holocaust survivor Paul Gottfried, who coined the phrase alt-right. How is it that a Jew magically coined the name of the alt-right? But I knew all these people before all this happened, so that's how I knew it was all fake back then. There's still people that Richard Spencer was literally created. He was a Ron Paul faggot who used to fuck Asian women when I first met him. He literally fucking was one of those like loser white guys, Asian women fetish, but like seeming like a faggot, but also a preppy Ron Paul fan. I literally remember seeing him first. I was like, why is this faggot here? Because I couldn't think of myself as this like white nationalist thing. Because I was thinking, there's no way this guy cares about white people or like a movement. What is he doing here? But it wasn't until like way later, like 10 years later, that he became full white nationalist. It started out Ron Paul faggot. You can even find him like introducing Ron Paul in an old video from C-SPAN. Then he was like the fake alternativeright.com website, alternative-right, where Richard Spencer was also like betrayed so many people he's worked with in the most Jewish way imaginable. He's total scum. But aside from being a Jewish slave, but
what about the Unconscious Cinema podcast that he had with Mark Brauman? What did you think about that?
I couldn't stand listening to that guy. I don't know much about him, but he's apparently some self-loathing poor person who like made a skinhead fantasy of like some bourgeois guy destroying a neo-Nazi skinhead because he's so self-loathing. He is like neo-Nazi skinhead. Then he uses a gay name like Brahmin. Like, was he fucking Pajit? Like, does he think he's a fucking member of the fucking Pajit aristocracy or something? Gay.
Him and Richard, I think, founded like the Apollonian Institute or something like that.
Yeah,
like,
it's all
worshipping Apollo as a religion.
Yeah, he doesn't believe in it. Look, I can just tell, like, a street smart on a level that the guy doesn't believe in anything. Like, all he believes in is like like getting attention. He wants to be like the Mean Girls or whatever. He wants to be the big woman. He wants to be the it girl. That's what he's all about. And if you pay attention to what he does, and that's why he's with Radfim Hitler to help with that, because it doesn't make any sense otherwise, is he's always fighting with fucking girls. Like, what man even does that? Like, he's like, fuck you or something. Like, literally like a woman does. It's like fag shit. But he's also a pothead, apparently, which says I'm not surprised. So that's like he probably got into pot, smoking, and Nietzsche, and somehow I guess they tricked him to be developing the white nationalist thing. But there's people that hate him so much that were like his former whatever, is that even like 20 years later, they're still attacking him ruthlessly, like regularly, putting all this effort. Like this Colin, the guy he did the alternate right site with, Colin, some Scottish guy with a bad attitude. He's all dedicated just attacking these people. He hasn't done anything since, but he used to be one of the editors of Richard Spencer's site. He even had like a blog dedicated to shitting on Richard Spencer and people. I mean, these guys are all losers. Like, look, that's why I stay outside of it. It's all like, that's the problem with all this politics stuff, is that almost all these people care more about their feelings or like whatever, their fake role in their fake little world than actually getting anything done. And they wouldn't even want anything done because their little ghetto or Swiss small pond whatever thing wouldn't work anymore. They wouldn't be shit. But it's all been like pretty much all crap and shit from the beginning. I thought skinheads and stuff were bad in like the 2000s, like bad sign, but way better than these people. At least they're not full of shit. and like can kick ass or whatever. Richard Spencer getting fucking punched in the face and taking it. Like that was how many times did Richard Spencer make a fool of himself like that? Some dude just fucking punches him in the face. He's like, "Look at my Peppy pen." Some faggot just punches him, and he just like takes it. Like, sorry, like I mean, whatever to get blindsided, but I wouldn't like run away. Whatever the fuck he did. Like, yeah, like you don't know what's coming, but like the guy doesn't know fucking anything. But yeah, Richard Spencer. And by the way, Richard Spencer's wife did the subtitles for Andrei Iskanov's movies, or some of them.
Yeah,
we should watch the next wife
soon. Yeah.
Richard
do you know the
Spencer's
movie?
ex-wife.
I think I showed you this, Jay. Do you know the films Nail and like Visions of Suffering, Philosophy of
Yeah, Visions
Mind?
of Suffering is probably the best one. What was my favorite one back then? I don't know. I mean, I've seen them all.
He made recently a director's cut of it. Like he changed things up. I think it was in the 2020s, and I'm gonna watch that soon.
You got to check out is this Belgian film called Wedding Trial, known as the Pig Fucking Movie. It predates all this stuff. Where an autistic man like fucks pigs and then kills them, like hangs them and covers them in shit and stuff. Goes totally insane.
Yeah, that's
But
like
it's-
a Volone movie, right? The Volone, and that's like a typical Volone movie from the the.
Yeah, it's like I think it's from the 70s, but it's known as the Pig Fucking Movie. But I think it's one of the names, Wedding Trial.
Yeah. It's always
French
always
name is
seen-
like
It seems scary. I didn't check it out.
But I mean, it's like. But another speaking of another good Belgian film is dystopian, but like more lighthearted is Afterman. I mean, I mentioned before, but there's a Afterman too.
Yeah.
But Belgium's even whatever. It's a fake country. It's like half Dutch, half French. Yeah, it shouldn't even exist probably. But like they got some of like the darkest films. But it's it's a mongrel country, so it all like half of it's French. It's a fucking mess. Like it's all like when the best director is this guy. Same name as that famous last name is that famous painter that did the dudes with the goofy top hats, surrealist cop hats. What the fuck is that dude's name? But he did a movie called The Man Who Got a Haircut and One Night a Train. Like all this shit David Lynch fucking is better than David Lynch could ever be. Like same style. Was just like this is great derriere of huge ass like of this chick in his one movie about a ghost. It's like this guy goes, it's like Waiting for Godot, but it's like a ghost story where this guy goes to visit his friend and the only one there is a maid and he ends up fucking her and it's Anna Karina and his friend never shows up. But like it's very dark. That's how dark these are. Gothic films, of course. Daughter of Darkness, also directed by the same dude, is also Belgian, or more the Flemish, Dutch. That director, at least Harry Kumel's Flemish, but he got because he was friends with Alan Rene, because who was boyfriend of the chick. What's her name? That's in Daughter of Darkness. The diva. Can't even fucking remember her name right now.
Yeah,
but what's her name? But yeah, so.
Daughter of Darkness.
But that's a classic too. Daughter of Darkness is like one of the few like great like exploitation movies I wouldn't even consider because it's really just like a tribute to the Marlon Dietrich, Vern Sternberg films, but with like cooler colors set on the ocean. Like that's what it's. And I know that
Serig, is it Delphine Serig? The chick's name.
Yeah, she's also in some Eureka Goddard movies, like Joan of Arc of Mongolia. It's like some dykes thought, whatever. But she's
Freak Orlando too.
That's Mirror and you realize none of that stuff really exists now at all. You got other exceptions. You got some faggot in Germany does a movie like Dare Samurai. That movie's cool, whatever. Dare Bunker, but like it's like there's very few artists that are consistent working or producing, and a lot of these countries are not doing anything at all anymore. But like another good Crazy Love, which is like inspired by Bukowski stories, that's not bad. Belgian.
Greasy cocks and lubed up buttholes. That's what my garage is all about. Every inch of this place sees action, from the toilets to the grease-covered floor. You can smell the men.